So today I went for a gloomy ride with the man. It was as if we were in some kind of a distant land that sucks. That's always gray and rainy and chilly, and you're always damp and moist. You know, if you're a dog and you brush up against if it's constantly drizzling and there's a heavy dew to the air, every time you brush up against a viburnum bush or a spider plant outside, you get drenched. Your coat gets it looks like it's slicked back. Like you got, the napalm or whatever they call it, the Dollywood, whatever they call it, that Pompeii they put in your hair, that greasy oil grease, that wagon grease they put in your hair to strip it back. And my hair looks like, I look a little less, some people say I could look a little Spanish the way, I look so regal, like a true Spaniard, I'm saying, like a dog. This is kind of the Doberman Pinscher, but I have gold trim and then white highlights on my paws and a little tiny white highlight right on my snout. And of course my white belly, like any good dog would. I mean, not a dog would, but what do you call those Doberman Pinschers? But anyways, it was a gloomy day. We took a ride. The man had to go out and do his errands, and I think he got lost. It was so gloomy, and the roads were so windy and country-esque. And, the trees grew right over the top of them, and the weeds have grown up, and it's like you're going through a green tunnel. It's quite beautiful, and sometimes the sun speckles through and dapples through, but it combines to give you a hypnotic effect, like watching those sequentially reducing circles spin until you become hypnotized. But I mean, we missed our turn and we went driving off into the boonies of the boonies, where they don't even have any gasoline stations, and God forbid you should try to get something to eat. You can't even find a place where you buy a Slim Jim or a Charms lollipop. But it's okay. And when you go so far, you go a little farther than that, then the people, they pull right out in front of you as if you don't exist. Like they just simply pull out in front of you wherever you are. And there's no one behind you. They're not trying to beat traffic. They're just trying to get in front of you. They wait till you get really close. Way on the boonies of the boonies. They wait till you get really close, and then they pull out directly right in front of you. Even though there's no one behind you. You can see a mile behind you. There's just you. But they feel like they got to pull out in front of you and slow you down and stop you. It's because it's what they feel is normal and what has to happen. When you get way out in the boonies, and some of these cars, they're like got Moken Joes driving, and they're trying to conserve fuel. They're trying to conserve petrol. They don't want to burn up no gasoline because gasoline's $5 now in Kentucky. So you go so slow, it's like you're on a covered wagon. You're going like 2 or 3 miles an hour over the top of the mountain. You're like, I could literally get out and jog and get there a lot faster. But it's okay. Because once you get so far up in the boonies, you get even farther up in the boonies past the Moken Joes, you can just pull right over on the side road and start picking berries. They got all kinds of berries. They got choke berries, and they got road apples. They got some wild pears. They got a lot of pokeberries, and they got a whole lot of black raspberries and blackberries. Mostly it's blackberries. You get a lot of blackberries. But some places you get up there so far, you just pick some beans. You break the beans open and ears of corn. They're kind of small, but you get up there so far, you pull over and you reach in through the brush that's growing up against the guardrail, and you feel around. You can come out with a couple of green beans and an ear of corn, and that's when it's really nice when you get that far up in the boonies. And you don't even have to worry if you packed a lunch or anything. But usually the man, he doesn't go that far up in the boonies. He stops short of where you can just eat on the side of the road, graze like a healthy animal. He stops short of that because he gets a little scared when he gets too far up in the boonies. Once he starts hitting the Moken Joes, he does a Yui, and he just heads straight back into town. But it was like a thing where we missed our turn, and we just kept driving ad infinitum. But it didn't matter. It was okay. We finally did turn around, and we did find this place that made a pretty good pulled pork sandwich on the side of the road. It was like a pulled pork lemonade stand, except for it didn't have no lemonade. It had pulled pork sandwiches. They were pretty good. It was a pretty good day. It turned out all right. It was a gloomy day. It was rainy and chilly. And the man, he doesn't adjust the AC. His AC doesn't work very good in the heat, and it gets you too cold when it's chilly. You can't turn it down. You can't turn it up. It's crazy. But anyways, overall, it was a good ride. I enjoyed it.